Do you know that Europe still has colonies in Africa to this day? I'm not even talking about neocolonialism. I mean that there are literally territories in Africa that are directly controlled by European countries. And while these territories are often quite small, what they allow European countries to do is use them as bases of operation to then project its military and economic power through neocolonialism across the rest of the continent. I'm going to be going through actually all these territories, starting off with Spanish-controlled territories in Morocco. These areas include, for instance, Ceuta and Melilla, as well as some small islands, and I think even one peninsula, actually. Spain claims that these areas are, integral parts of the Spanish nation. The problem for Spain is actually maintaining control of these areas is actually a violation of international law. The reason for that is because Spain's control of Morocco used to be a lot larger. It used to be called Spanish Morocco. And when Spanish Morocco decolonized, when decolonization occurs, you're actually supposed to return everything back, all the territory. You can't actually hold on to little areas for yourself. You have to actually give all the territory back. So the fact that Spain controls these areas still is a violation of international law. The other area that Spain controls is the Canary Islands. The Canary Islands were conquered in the 1400s, and the indigenous people living there, who I believe, I might be mispronouncing this, the Guanches, these people, for instance, were actually completely massacred through genocide, and there's none of them left. The Canary Islands is now a major source of tourism, of course, but Spain actually uses these islands also for military bases, which are then used to control the flow of migration out of Africa. People leaving Africa for Europe to get a better life, and the only reason they're leaving Africa is, of course, because Europeans have destroyed Africa, right? Quite sickening when you think about it. Another area that is also still controlled by Europeans is the Chagos Islands. These areas are all the way out in the Indian Ocean, but Mauritius rightfully claims them, and it's actually been ruled under international law that these islands must be returned from the United Kingdom back to Mauritius. In the meantime, the Chagos Islands have been used for a U.S. military base, which has been engaged in military operations, I believe in Somalia, but I know for sure, for instance, in Afghanistan and other areas across the world. Finally, we have also a bunch of French territories. This includes, for instance, Réunion, Mayotte. Mayotte is actually claimed by Comoros, as well as these territories called the Scattered Islands in the Indian Ocean. These areas are claimed by Madagascar. And for the latter case, the Scattered Islands in the Indian Ocean territory, these islands are uninhabited, but the fact that France still controls them lets them control a significant amount of the ocean where they can fish and take mineral rights under the ocean, etc. And this obviously really bothers Madagascar because that deprives it of a lot of these resources that should be rightfully its. So there you go. Those are all the territories that are still controlled by Europe. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video.